What's going on, everybody? Welcome to hopefully the first episode of Chally and the Boys hosted on YouTube. Um, if this goes well, hopefully tonight, unlike last night, we did try to do an episode. This will be the first episode, and we're going to start off with quarterback rankings. Um, and we're just going to do the top 15 or what we think the top 15 is. Um, and I guess that's pretty much it. So, Will, why don't you start us off? We'll just immediately get into it. What is your number 15 quarterback?
So just to be clear, you want to do one at a time, right?
Yeah, we'll go, just across the board. We'll each get 15 and then each get 14 and so on and so forth. And maybe even a little more info. I don't have Deshaun Watson on here. I just don't think it's fair. I don't know that we can actually evaluate him. If he's on your list, that's fine, but he's not on mine.
He's not on my list either, probably for the same reason. Yeah,
Okay.
because I think he's just going to be suspended the whole year.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah, true. That's also a
and he didn't
possibility.
play last year. Yeah.
Yeah, so give us 15, William.
I got Ryan Tannehill being the 15th best quarterback in all of the land.
Wow, it's pretty bold for Ryan Tannehill, but
Okay,
okay. That's why it's your list.
so that's my list.
Stash, I know you're struggling, so I'm gonna give my 15. I'm gonna go Matt Ryan at 15.
Good name.
I was kind of worried belongs. I mean, he's a vet. He's not gonna fuck you, but he's really probably not gonna bring too much to his team.
All right. Well, I also have Matt Ryan as my number 15
Wow,
ranked quarterback.
he's a copycat.
Yep.
Okay, moving on down the list. I like it, nice and smooth. Will, give us 14. Why don't you?
Well, we were pretty close because my number 14 was Matt Ryan.
Okay. I actually have. I think this is maybe my biggest shocker on the list, believe it or not, but this is where I have Derek Carr.
Okay.
I think he definitely has the capability to be a top 10 quarterback. He does at times play like top 10, but I don't know. He doesn't really do it for me. Sash.
I got Captain Kirk at number 14.
Damn. Okay.
Captain
I
Kirk
like it.
Cousins.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Well, what do you got for 13?
Got Kirk Cousins at 13.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So do I. Yeah. So we're probably most of this list is probably pretty similar. Yeah. I got
Yeah.
Cousins at 13 as well. Um, Stash. Let me guess. You got like fucking Dak Prescott at 13.
Don't give me that Dak disrespect here.
Okay.
He's in your top 15. That's good.
I'm going with the midget Kyler Murray here at number 13.
the midget. Okay.
Yeah, I guess the three of us are taller than him, right? Or I'm the same height. I think he's 5'10".
I think he's
Yeah,
shorter than
yeah,
that.
probably
That's
if he has his cleats on and his work boots and
he's
the
on
top of his
people.
helmet. Yeah,
Yeah.
and his, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Will, what do you got for 12?
That's where I have Derek Carr.
Okay. I've got Jimmy G at 12.
Jimmy.
Whoa.
I mean, he's a winner, I guess, right? But
He's
does
played like
anybody
12
act
games his career.
does anybody actually think it's because of Jimmy G? I don't know. I think he's just been good enough and been in the right place at the right time.
That's pretty high. That's pretty high to have him there if you just think he's just a bus driver. I mean, that's a pretty high bus driver.
I mean, somebody's got to drive, right? You can't
He
fault him.
might be the best bus driver in all the land.
The insurance
Sounds
companies like him.
sounds like on Steve's list that probably is the highest bus driver.
Yeah.
Fair
Well,
enough.
actually not, and maybe we can have that discussion in a little bit. But Sash, who do you got for 12?
I have Ryan Tannehill at number 12.
Gross.
Holy moly.
I guess since Tannehill's off of both of your boards, he's 18 for me. I don't know.
He was in the vicinity.
He's a lesser bus driver than Jimmy G. I don't know how
Okay.
to say that. That's saying it nice, I guess. Maybe I don't know.
Sure.
11. That's actually where I got Kyler Murray, and that's after moving him down on my list. What about you, Will?
Okay, so
11.
11. So just to make it clear, I had these broken up into like three categories,
Okay.
and the bottom four were the bottom four like category, right?
Okay.
And then I have Lamar Jackson as my worst of the second category.
Damn.
Okay.
It's kind of maybe not surprising. It's a little bit of surprise to me, but I guess I get it. What about you there, Stash and or Josh?
Number 11, I have Derek Carr.
Okay. All right. Moving on down. Number 10. This is where I have the biggest bus driver in the league. And by the biggest bus driver, I mean the most under the radar bus driver. This is Russell Wilson.
Okay.
On a decline, he's a bus driver. And he doesn't even drive it as good as Jimmy G. Jimmy G should be here instead, but it's my list and it's gonna be that way.
That's
Well,
the
who do you have at 11 again?
Who did I have at 11?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
No, that was who you had at 10, I thought.
Nah, that was 11.
No, yeah. I'm keeping track too. If that's what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. I had Lamar at 11. Cause you had Lamar, Steve had Murray, and then I had Carr, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And who did you just have at number 10?
He didn't say.
Yeah, he.
Oh,
so
I think I started.
halfway through, he just changed it, and
Yeah.
like I was like, oh, okay.
I got excited.
Okay.
So do you want me to go now, or is that
Sure. I mean, why not?
Okay.
It's just
All right. So so this is number 10. This is where I have Kyler Murray.
Okay.
So we were close.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit above you.
At number 10, I also went with Russell Wilson here.
Okay.
I think he's on his decline, but still can have moments, can still win a game.
Sure. Yeah. He'll get you a couple W's. Let's ride.
I think the thing with Russell Wilson is he can make all the throws.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what he can do in Denver.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, now that Jerry Judy's in jail.
True.
He's out already.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, they dropped charges, right?
Yep.
Let my people go. All right, Will. Give us number 9 then, since you're all sensitive and shit.
Well, that's where I had Russell Wilson.
Okay. Yeah, right before actually I had him at 9 and just dropped him down. 9 I've actually got Justin Herbert.
Okay.
The dude's got all the talent in the world, but he's not really doing too much with it yet. He's got a stacked team on paper this year, so I would expect him to jump up on the list significantly.
All right. At number 9, I have Lamar. Where are you guys? Or Will had him at 11, I think. So.
Yeah.
And I could viably in my head throw him down a little bit further, like 2 or 3 spots lower.
You got to keep your guys where you keep your guys, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, give us number 8, right?
Well, we were really close on this too. This is where I had Justin Herbert, so we were one off there too again.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised how close this has been so far. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but I thought for sure we'd have a couple more differences here than we do. But
yeah.
Yeah. So at 8, I've got Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I think can't really deny his MVP season. He has done a lot with, quite honestly, not the greatest offense, unless he's been the reason the offense has been pretty great, which, you got to put him at top 10 for sure.
I just think that what you just said there is you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. That's what I say.
I mean,
I say that he's been doing a whole lot of winning, but he hasn't been doing a whole lot of nothing. That's what I say.
I mean,
not wrong.
Is there somebody you would have rather had on the Dallas Cowboys offense that was on the Ravens offense last year? Like what? One of their like Hollywood Brown.
But that's how they run their offense. Lamar Jackson can't come to Dallas and run the offense that Dak
Well,
does.
no, yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? Like he doesn't. Uh, are we?
That's
Are we?
their
Is
offense is made to run the ball with Jackson, and that's why they're not giving him the money. Yeah.
I'm not saying he should be paid, but I mean, he's doing the job he's being asked to do.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right.
And pretty well.
I agree with that. Yeah. So he's doing what they asked to do. It's just you're asking to ride be the bus driver. Be the bus driver.
I don't know. Yeah, I would disagree with that. Lamar Jackson's a bus driver in the sense that we're calling Jimmy G a bus driver, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, you can be.
You just tried.
And Jimmy G's not on my top 15 though, right? Like I'd probably have him where you had Tannehill, like 18, 19, 20 kind of deal. So he's definitely a starting quarterback, but he's not winning you games.
Lamar Jackson? I think
No,
Lamar.
Jimmy G. But
okay.
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I think Lamar Jackson's doing a whole lot of winning in the regular season.
I mean, well, sure, but he's also only been in the league for what, 5 years, 4 years?
A lot of time.
You talked about him winning the MVP. I'm just saying that like every year somebody's got to win the MVP, and that MVP doesn't always go to the player that should. Yeah, I mean like Cam Newton won the MVP.
Sure. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I don't mean to. I wasn't trying to say, oh, he won MVP. He's got to be top 10. But it's not like he won MVP and then disappeared like Cam Newton.
I mean, the MVP is just going to go to which quarterback had the best season.
Pretty much, yeah. Unless somebody drops like 60 touchdown passes or something. That's crazy numbers, right?
Like, wouldn't you really say the most valuable player could be like Aaron Donald? Somebody like that?
I don't know.
No, I wouldn't get that crazy. I mean, I think I guess
or the best left tackle.
So
best right tackle.
I mean, he's definitely defensive player of the year, but you're not. I guess sure he got the sack on the last play of the Super Bowl, but Aaron Donald's not putting games. He's not putting games on his back.
I'm saying this year would have been Aaron Donald. I'm just saying could it have been?
I know that. This is really off topic, but I know like Vegas will do, like a quarterback. If let's say they were supposed to lose by 3 and they had their starting quarterback, and then they lose their starting quarterback, they'll go down to like 7 or something, right? Like because that's how many points the quarterback's worth. But I think if Aaron Donald doesn't play a game, I don't think the line changes at all. You know what I mean? So like if the line doesn't change at all, then they don't expect him to have. Although he has, he's stats and he impacts the game, but it doesn't impact the game.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think the line would move. It would not move much.
Half a point. Yeah.
Half a point. Yeah, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, the Rams, to be in short, probably still win the Super Bowl without Aaron Donald.
Like with all this being said, though, like you have Lamar Jackson 9. Stash has him at 10. I have him at 8, 9, and I have him at 10. So like we're all right in the same vicinity.
All right.
Stashy's right.
Yeah. This at number 8 is where I have Matt Stafford.
Staffy.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys think of that.
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe so. Will and I had briefly mentioned I hate to get off topic again, but so Will and I had briefly mentioned how like we haven't really had a solid argument yet, or not a solid argument, but like dispute, I guess you could say, between each other. Yeah. I think that might actually be starting to come out. I mean I'm not going to defend Matt Stafford, but I think you're crazy to have him where you got him.
Granted, we should let the list play itself out, and then we should go back at it and see.
You don't have him top 15.
No, I got him top 15 for sure. I'm not.
Okay.
I haven't done drugs in a while.
Holy moly!
The drugs. Okay, so that was everybody's 8.
We'll just say somebody that you guys have already named. I have a lot higher.
I mean, I assume when it comes down to 15 names, each one of us is going to have somebody a lot higher than others.
Stash has Jimmy G in the top 5, dude.
Easy.
That's what's coming out.
Oh, just
Okay, so Will, give us your 7.
mine is Matt Stafford.
Wow. Okay, so
No wonder Will's so quiet when we had.
Just we're in the same vicinity, and that's all.
I've got Dak here.
Okay.
I think without, I guess, giving away like a spoiler or whatever, and I'm sure you guys will say the same thing or at least something similar. I think the 4 through 8 are extremely interchangeable. I think he put you put Dak at 5. I don't think anybody would really disagree. So on and so forth. But anyway,
Yeah, that's pretty much how my 5 through 11 is all in one group. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty accurate. I have at number 7 Tom Brady.
Okay. I like it.
how?
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
Let this dude live, man.
him
Okay,
live.
let the
Okay,
people
okay.
want to know what they want to know.
I mean, I
I'm
think
not.
they want to know why
We're
this
talking
dude's.
about top.
Hmm?
We're talking about top QBs for this past season or coming forward. Like, I'm not going back to 10 years ago when Tom Brady would have been probably close to 1 or 2.
Sure.
Given
No,
what
yeah,
you're giving me now.
I agree.
True. Let the man live.
Was I gonna say 6? Well, yeah, 6. What do you got?
I got Dak.
Okay. I've got. This is where I have Stafford.
Okay.
Man, you know what? No, that's wrong. I have Joe Burrow here.
Okay.
I talked myself out of it. I'm changing out my list.
Oh my God.
What?
He ain't standing on the table for his board.
Stash? 6?
I also have Joe Burrow at 6.
Okay.
Burrow.
Keep
Could be
going.
higher.
I guess at 5. That's where I have Joe Burrow.
Okay.
I had him. He was my, he's the best non-top 4 quarterback. Obviously he's number 5, but
Yeah, and this is where I got Stafford. I just swapped Burrow and Stafford.
Okay. Yes.
Right. This is where I have young Dakota Prescott.
Okay. And then so my top 4, Tom Brady is number 4.
Right.
I gave him. This is his last hurrah ha ha ha.
Yeah, probably true. I have Josh Allen here.
Okay.
All right. I also have Josh Allen here.
All right.
Stash has Jimmy G in the top 3, dude. He hasn't said his name yet.
That's what it looks like. Well, I got my number 3 is Josh Allen.
Okay. Interesting. I have Mahomes.
My homeboy.
Well, this is where the biggest discrepancy of
You're gonna
our
say
top
something
team.
fucking wild, dude.
This is where I have Justin Herbert.
Okay. Oh, right. You're
Fucking
okay.
explain yourself right now.
Jesus.
I demand answers.
Demand what?
How is this dude number 3?
Dude, do you watch the games on Sunday?
I have seen him yet to play in a fucking playoff game. And you're talking. I mean, and you were talking about
you were just talking
Jimmy
about
G being a bus driver for the playoffs.
You were just talking about Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford hadn't done anything in the playoffs, and he was still until last year. And now you have him as a top 5 quarterback.
I mean, we're talking about the current upcoming. You even said it yourself. We're talking about the upcoming season. We're not talking about 10 years ago.
Outside of the playoffs, Matt Stafford would have been a 10th ranked quarterback in this list. He was downright awful for half of last year.
I think Terrible. Matt Stafford also makes plays under pressure that a lot of these other quarterbacks don't.
Herbert makes more plays under pressure than Matt Stafford.
Herbert's never been under pressure. He's never played in the playoffs.
There's more than just a playoff.
I mean, if we're calling the regular season, under pressure, then you could say he choked, right? Because didn't they lose their last regular season game to get in the playoffs?
True. All they needed was a tie or something, right?
He gave them the lead. They lost on a last-second 55-yard field goal or whatever.
I mean, you should have put up more points, I guess, right? I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying Justin Herbert's a top 10 quarterback. I think you're I don't know. You should go to jail for saying he's number 3.
All right. Well, wait, hold on a second. If you have Herbert number 3. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Oof, I started thinking. So number 2, I got Mahomes.
I got Rodgers here.
Makes sense.
You gotta be kidding me. You are drunk.
What? Say it. Go ahead. You're gonna say something about me having Brady at 1?
Yeah, you're drunk.
I mean, he's, he might not statistically be the best quarterback, but he's statistically a top 5 quarterback, and he has the highest IQ of every quarterback in the fucking NFL. I would take Brady over any other quarterback on any given Sunday just because he's the smartest one and can still put up numbers.
You're talking about football IQ, right?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, for all I know, he's got a 0 on his SATs.
True.
I don't even know if that's possible, but I guess if you don't take them, you get a 0, right? But
fill in your name.
So yeah, I mean, I would agree statistically Brady's not number 1, but he's statistically top 5, and again, I would argue that because he just knows the game better than anyone else, that gives him an advantage.
So you were actually wrong when you said you had Jimmy G was your top bus driver. Your top bus driver was number 1.
Tom Brady's not a bus driver. I mean, he was in the MVP conversation last year. Even though I know we just said MVP doesn't always mean anything, but he was statistically in the MVP conversation. I mean,
I think MVP
Jameis
something
Winston,
when you're
Winston
good.
could do that, and he had the same receiving core.
He did have like a 5,000-yard season back in the day.
Yeah, he also had 5,000 interceptions. I'm
Can't make plays if you ain't making throws. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, I have Rodgers at number 2. So.
Okay. I have Rodgers number 1. I wanted to really make this into multiple groups because I just it's tough because Rodgers has not had a lot of playoff success.
True.
But I don't. I mean, some of it's got to be on him. Some of it's got to be just. I have to go back. I think he's just. I think he can make all the throws, and I don't think anybody else. I think the only other person that can make all the throws is Mahomes, and we've never seen Mahomes without good players, and we've seen Aaron Rodgers plenty of times without good wide receivers.
Yeah, dude, you don't need other fucking names. So, Stash, who's your number 1?
Mahomes.
Oh, okay. I just lost track of the top fucking 3 there for a second.
Yeah, we'll see how he does without Tyreek this year, but I think it'll be fine. Just more spread out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. They're essentially trying to replace him with Juju Smith-Schuster, right? Like that could be a huge mistake, but
yeah, he's not a 1 for sure.
No, but I think they're just going to try to replace him in the aggregate. They got some other fast guys and just spread the ball around a little more.
I mean, Hill probably didn't want to. I mean, what has he said? What has he said about now? Why did he want out of there? I didn't actually listen to it. But
he just said the other day. He just said the other day that Tua was a more accurate quarterback than Mahomes.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
He's got prettier balls too. He said something like that. He said something wild about having prettier balls.
Tua doesn't have the arm strength that I have, so not sure I can follow through with that. But
Well, speaking of arm strength, different topic. The Yankee game today. Some first baseman for the Cubs pitched. He threw a 34-mile-per-hour ball today. They got smoked for a home run.
I believe it.
That's actually impressive on both ends. One, the 34-mile-per-hour fastball, and that somebody could park that.
Yeah, it looked more like a soft. It looked more like a slow pitch softball because it was up and then just.
I believe it.
I wonder if I could throw 34. I'm sure years ago, 10 years ago, I probably could. I don't think I could now from the mound.
Yes, you could.
You think so? I mean, I don't know.
34 is throwing the ball backwards.
I don't know. I mean, this goes back to us. We got to follow through on the bet we took on the punting, right? Didn't we bet like
Wait for Stash to get his ass down there.
average over 20-yard punts?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that I think is way more difficult than a 34-mile-per-hour pitch. Like, I don't think that's close.
Well, so I think we should probably add to the caveat that a 34-mile-per-hour pitch is going to be a strike, right? Like, I'm sure I could throw 34 miles per hour, but I don't know if it would be accurate. Like, I might kill a bystander.
How about 34 miles an hour and just somewhere around the plate?
Sure, yeah, get it to the catcher. Sure, yeah, that he doesn't have to dive.
Yeah, because that wasn't a strike either. The 34 mile per hour was not.
Hang 'em and bang 'em, baby.
That dude should be fucking ashamed of himself.
He was a first baseman, but yeah, that wasn't.
You're a professional baseball player. You know what I mean? Yeah, like.
I'll find it and send it to you. Well,
that's probably he figured he could just trick him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you fucking throw me off. I mean, I could hit that.
It's like if he fields a ground ball and like say he has to throw it home, like because there's a guy going home, like he's throwing it in the high 80s. You know what I mean?
All right, here it is.
Well, I understand that, but I'm looking at this over, and I think so. Steve has Jimmy G.
Oh god, here we go.
In his top 15. Me and Stash don't have Jimmy G at all, but I have. Me and Stash both have Tannehill. I guess that's basically you have Jimmy G and we both have Tannehill. Yep. And I think other than that, we have literally all the same 15 guys.
I think so.
That is correct. With the exception of Matt Ryan. You didn't have Matt Ryan, did you, Will?
Yeah, he was my number 14.
Oh, 14. Okay. 14. Right, yeah,
so I mean, really, we were really close on everything too. I mean, like Steve had Brady 1. Like, that was probably the biggest gap. Was Steve had him 1, Stash had him like 7 or 1, 2, 7, and I had him 4. So that was a pretty big. Gap.
I don't know where.
Oh, true. Well, that's what I mean. I guess that's kind of where I was going. So I should have broke my list down, like I said, into 4. I did Rodgers, Mahomes, Allen, Brady, because those are the guys that are the best winners and also the best talent on the field. And then Joe Burrow I had to have at the top of the list because he's as talented as the 4 above him, and but he's only had 1 season, right?
Yeah, he lost a season to injury.
And then so he was like by himself, and then like I got Dak, Stafford, and then I had Herbert next, but I kind of broke them up. Like Dak, I mean, if Stafford has another good year, I think he leapfrogs Dak because he's won a Super Bowl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're close because Stafford has the arm talent. He might have better arm than Allen, Mahomes, and Rodgers.
Yeah, Stafford's the problem is that sneaky arm talent.
No, I mean, no, it's sneaky. I mean, he can make all the throws too, and with velocity and touch. But the problem is that he got drafted 1 overall, and I know he got drafted in Detroit, but you have to. I mean, he's been in the league a long time. You have to be able to carry the team to the playoffs and lose a couple times. You know what I mean? Everybody would have Stafford higher up on their lists if he went to the playoffs just a couple more times in Detroit than he did. Because where did he go? Did he go 2 times?
And lost to Dallas.
He lost to Dallas. He might have won a second time and maybe lost to the Bears or whatever. Okay, once and lost to Dallas. If he'd went, let's just say 3 times to the playoffs and still didn't win any games, but brought those shit teams to the playoffs, people would have him higher up on their lists. In my opinion, or I definitely would.
I would. I don't know that, I guess say national media would. I mean, I don't think that it's tough to reward somebody for just making the playoffs. I get what you're saying, and I agree. He would be. I mean, he's 5 on my list, so I don't know that I could have him higher. But I guess from like a moral standpoint or whatever, yeah, I would take him more seriously. I don't know the national media would. For the same reason, I know it's a totally different sport, but for the same reason people try to fucking murk LeBron James for losing in the finals 6 times. Like, nobody cares that he made it. It's like, oh, it's great, man, you made it, but you lost.
Well, yeah, it's
totally
right,
different sport. I get it,
yeah.
But, I mean, national media don't give a shit about making the playoffs.
And it is. I mean, I won't go into it because you're right. We'll spin on this, whatever. But I mean, he's also not that football is not a physical sport. Obviously, it is. That's like take it for what I'm saying it, but like LeBron James is 6'9", 270, whatever, and he's playing small forward, and you can't do anything in the NFL or the NBA anymore. There's no there's no hard fouls, so he should always. I mean, he's the best player in the NBA now, right? Or it has been for 15 years, whatever. So you're right. He does get faulted for making to the finals, but he shouldn't because he carried the Cavaliers teams he made, like, they were dog shit. Like, there wasn't anybody on those rosters at all that should be like in the NBA. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree. I don't think I'm in the same boat as you in the sense that if Stafford did make it 3 times, say for the example 3 times to the playoffs and lost, I think that looks way better than not, obviously. And for the same reason, I think LeBron James should never be blamed for losing 6 times in the finals. That's crazy. He should get some sort of credit for making it. Just like we don't blame the Bills. Well, we blame the Bills for losing the Super Bowl 4 years in a row, but making it 4 years in a row is still a pretty incredible achievement.
Yeah, I think the difference though is that like Jim Kelly is probably like a 12 to like 20 quarterback of all time, and LeBron James is probably the second or third best NBA player of all time, So it's not, if that was, Jim Kelly gets credit and he was a really good quarterback, but like if that was Aaron Rodgers, who maybe some people say is a top 5, 7 quarterback of all time already, you know what I mean? Then how do you feel about that? Because he's such a better quarterback than Jim Kelly in the rankings, whatever. Do you fault him for getting there 4 times and never winning, or do you give him dap for getting there that many times?
If you're actually asking me this question, or if you're asking rhetorically, I don't know, but I don't know if I'm a unicorn when it comes to this, but I don't think winning is a quarterback stat.
No, it definitely is. That's all anybody meant. I mean, then you wouldn't have Tom Brady number 1 then.
I mean, I'm not putting him number 1 based on wins. He is arm talent and statistically passing yards and touchdowns, one of the best in the league still.
Based on arm talent, Tom Brady's not top 5.
Arm talent in the sense that he's still throwing top 5 worth touchdowns and yards. He's top 5.
I mean, he probably is up there.
I don't care how hard he throws the ball. I don't care about
the
velocity and the trajectory and shit. He's still winning games with his arm.
Well, trajectory is definitely important because that's how they drop the ball. I mean, he definitely can make all the throws. Like, I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. He can't make them as, like, if you ask me, like, he's not as arm. He's probably like in the bottom 10. If I had to like rank him, I'm trying to think like real quick, whatever. But that's still really good for him being 45 years old or whatever,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't winning should not be considered a quote unquote quarterback stat.
It's tough though. I mean,
I'm not saying it's not right, but like we have quarterbacks that win games all the time. Who's the fucking Ravens quarterback when they won the Super Bowl? Fucking Trent Dilfer. Like, are we really giving that dude fucking credit for winning the Super Bowl? That's a goddamn joke.
They don't. Yeah, it's because he was the bus driver.
That's what I'm saying. We shouldn't be giving quarterbacks. I know I got Jimmy G on my list. For
Jimmy
12,
G.
Right, but Jimmy G is still top 12 quarterback, just like Trent Dilfer probably was a top 15 quarterback when they won the Super Bowl. Right?
Yeah, he did make I think 1 or 2 Pro Bowls. So I mean he wasn't dog shit, but
he wasn't drooling on himself. But like, come on, did he really win that Super Bowl? No.
No.
But back to your question, if Aaron Rodgers went to 4 straight Super Bowls and lost all 4, like that does nothing for me one way or the other regarding how we would grade his career, I guess, if that's what we're saying. We're interested in trying to find out.
Okay, but then what? Let me just ask you, if the winning doesn't have anything to do with it, why wouldn't you have Rodgers over Brady? Because Rodgers definitely could.
I mean, yeah, you could easily talk me into that, and I probably wouldn't argue it.
Okay. I didn't know how stuck you were in that. Yeah.
My top 4 is I would stretch that to top 4 with Mahomes and Josh Allen being extremely interchangeable.
Yeah, we have this. I guess we have the same top 4. So you're right. Okay. Yeah, all right. All right.
Any other brain busters? Fight me.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't surprised we had so many the same. I I kind of expected to maybe have 2 or 3 guys each, but I mean, if we probably did it out to 20, then we probably would have had a big difference in from the 15 to 20. Like that's where all the names would have been, that we were all close on. I don't know. Pretty cool that we were pretty, that close. Whatever. I wrote them all down. I think Stash did too. You should put these on the interwebs or something.
Excuse me. If somebody sends them to me, I can for sure.
Cool.
Perfect. How many of these guys would you take over Dak on any given Sunday?
3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't think my list changes any given Sunday.
Nope.
So you think the guys you had just ranked ahead of Dak are the guys you would take? Is that what you're saying?
If it's just really, I mean,
I guess my list changes a little bit by 1.
who gets?
I'd only take about 3 guys.
It
Over
depends
Dak
on the
currently.
enemy team's defenses. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Well, that's why it's I guess any given Sunday, right? Like
Okay. Yeah.
I know, yeah, you can't. You might take, I don't know, Stafford 1 week over the Lions defense, but you wouldn't take someone else. Whatever.
That's who I would. So I have Dak 6, right? 3, 4, 5. I have 6, and I have Stafford 7, and that's who I was considering any given Sunday because he really does have all the ability. That's what I'm saying. If he just made the playoffs a few more times, because that means he would have won a few more games, then I would feel a lot more comfortable having Stafford as my quarterback than Dak. But I have them both. I have them both right outside the group. They're both at the top of the second group, right? So that I like them both, obviously.
I mean, he had the best wide receiver in the game, so.
You're right. But he also didn't have a running back that got like 100 yards in the game for like 3 years in a row or some shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I mean, that's why he always had the stats. I mean, his stats are always good.
Right. I gotta get going. I gotta turn off the water to the pool now.
The fucking water pool. All right, well, yeah, we'll definitely just wrap it up there. Hopefully this ends up being the first episode of Challenging Boys hosted on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Stash, thanks for joining us. Will, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we can do this again soon. See you guys next time.
Peace.